This
please,
conference will now be recorded.
because I
Which
just
one?
want to see when you log in, can you open the bills for me? I just want to see because I think my layout it's showing employee ID and I've tried to reset to where it shows me names, but I can't see the names. When I create a new bill, it's only
Mm-hmm.
showing me employee IDs. I've tried to play with field and relationships a few times, but I don't know why I can only see, when we created RE and parenthesis code.
Yes.
So, like you selected Amir for um, Amir for creating the parent account. But when I try to
Mm-hmm.
create, it's only giving me codes. Why can't I see names? Like when you click on bills,
Mm-hmm.
can you click on it, sir?
Okay.
I want to, yeah.
So
So,
yeah, I understood. I
yeah,
understood
so
your
when I create a new bill, it's not showing me names, it's only showing me employee ID. So what should I do to fix it?
mm-hmm. Okay.
Excuse me.
So when I create a bill, so the field name it shows employee name. This we can give whatever name that we want at the time of
Yes,
creating the field. Okay.
yes.
So when you try to fetch someone's name, okay. So here
Uh-huh.
it shows me name,
Yes,
but in your case it shows an
yes,
ID. That's what you
yes,
are.
yes.
So the thing is here. Just one second. One second. So the issue was okay. So why it's not showing an name? Why it's showing an ID? See, when we create an object, you go to an object setup. So when you create an object, the system will create four fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all called created by ID, name, last modified by ID, owner ID, and record name. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
if the record name, if the record name, okay, if the record name, oh, let me come. Okay. So here employee name. So this is a by default field which came, right? So I have not changed to this is an ID. In your case, you might have changed to an ID. This is a by default field which came. Let me finish. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you call, when you call, when you try to create a relationship, once you define a relationship, so whatever the field that you are calling from here, it's a record name. That record
Mm-hmm.
name, if you change to auto number will come here.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep it as it is, the text one, the text values will come here.
Okay. I'll
So you what you did, you changed to employee name, you changed to employee ID, and you made it to an auto number, and you saved in both the cases, bill and employee. So that's why when you call some other relationship field, that comes as a ID because you changed. So only simple logic. Once
okay.
you created a fee, once you created an object, the object name in the object you get a four fields created by
Right.
last modified by owner ID and record name. The
Mm-hmm.
record name, if you are not changed it to auto number, by default you can see the name here itself. If you change the
S-
ID, you'll see an ID. That's it. And
Yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
field name at the
Uh-huh.
time of creating an object, the field name you can keep anything. XYZ also you can keep. But here it comes the other object, the field name called, this field only will come. This
Sir,
field will come.
how is your showing on the index there is check mark? So right now the auto number in text I mine is exactly like yours, but you know you have the index check mark in
Mhm,
front of employee name. I've tried to
mhm.
modify it because my check mark is in front of the index check is in front of employee name. It's not sorry, in front of employee ID. You think that's
That's
got
what
to do?
I'm saying. That's
Uh,
what I'm saying. Okay.
okay,
You edit this, you edit this. Okay. Change, instead of employee name, give the
hmm,
field name called employee, give field name called employee. Instead of auto number, it may be showing an auto number for you. Change the
okay.
data type
I'll
to text.
okay. I'm going to
Then
do
it will
that.
work. Yeah. So that is the only issue.
Okay, sir. Sir, I won't change it right now, but later on when I'm practicing, I'll change it
Try
and
it.
I'll see. Yes, and I'll see if it works in the bills.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Uh, So
That's
when
it.
you
Thank.
try to call any relationship field, system will call only the record name. It will not call only the name. This field will populate, not
Okay.
other field.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions, guys, before we move ahead? Okay. So now, yesterday in the last class on the Friday, we discussed about profile. We started about profile, right? So in the profile, we discussed about few options. What we did, I'll just give a recap, whatever we did. We created a profile. While creating a profile, system was asking us to clone the existing profile. So what we did, we just cloned the selected an existing profile, which has a license type called Salesforce. Okay. And then we given the name called Apex Sales Team, and then we save. And once we created a profile, we went to the user and we assigned our user is Alexa, right? Our user is Alexa. So we went to the users, edit the user. Okay. So the profile we selected Apex Sales Team. After that, what we did, okay, we just opened one more browser. We opened one more browser and there we log it as Alexa. And as an admin, we came here, we open this profile as an admin and we try to edit the profile. Okay, we edit the profile. We were trying to give an access, we give an app access, okay, we give an object access, right? And then we given the tab level restrictions, and then we talk about the field level restrictions, and then we talk about the uh, what do you call page layout, record type, right? And then we talk about tab settings, we have seen record type, we have seen, and the page layout we have seen, object we have seen. Okay. So we stopped it. We have to discuss from here. Okay. Session settings and password policies from here. So till now we talk about app access, object access, field access, page layout, record type, and then tab level. Okay. I'm just trying to explain everything one by one. Later on, I told you what exactly the security, how the security is show. Okay. So how the security means. Okay. Mm. This again we'll talk. We will try to talk about this in a proper order. Okay. As of now, I'm going with in a individual. Okay. Then again, I will talk. So session settings. What exactly session setting means? If you are using your maybe everyone has a smartphone nowadays, right? And you are using your mobile. banking app on your smartphone, right? Instead of going a bank, what you do if you want to transfer money, you just log into your mobile banking and you try to transfer the funds, right? And if you want to add a nominee, everything, whatever and all, you can do the activity through the through the app you are doing. Let's say you open your app and you just kept the phone and you're not doing anything. Suddenly you got a call, you were talking in the call, and suddenly you are going to WhatsApp, you are checking the WhatsApp, and again you open a YouTube and you're trying to. So you're doing all the activities. You opened your bank, opened the bank related transaction, and you just left there and you started doing other activities. What will happen over a time if you go back to your again the bank screen again? Why? Because nowadays all phones have a multi-functionality, right? At a time you cannot do one. You can open multiple things at a time. So when you go to the other, again when you go back to your bank, it says session expired. Please log in, right? It means that if you are not using your app for a couple of minutes and you are not an active, you are active on the phone. You think that you are active. No, active in the sense you should use the application frequently without any gap, without any time frame gap. Okay. So after that, it says if you want to use, again you will log in and you start doing your activity, right? The same way here also, let's correlate with Salesforce. In Salesforce also, we can keep a parameter saying that if the user was trying to he has logged into system and he was doing something middle of, he got his colleague came in his 2 days and she said, okay, let's go for coffee, or some other activity he was doing, or some other things he was doing. So totally he minimized this window and he was doing some other activities. And suddenly he realized that, okay, let me finish that activity. And he came back to that. Let's say the sales guy want to send an email to the uh, his customer, okay, for to close an opportunity. So something he was working on the lead opportunity object, opportunity record. So suddenly he went to other work, and after half an hour or after 1 hour, he came back to the screen. It says session expired. So it means that to make our application secure. So in Salesforce, through profile, we can keep that parameter. So how long we can keep the sessions inactive? So that can be a 15 minutes to 24 hours. So you can keep from 50 minutes. If they are looking for more secure the application, so the user login and the user are not doing anything from past few minutes, and after that they want to check out all the sessions, then you can go with this option. It's up to the client, so we cannot force them saying that, hey, we have to go with 15 minutes. No. So we will tell them you want to go with a 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4, 8, 12 and 24 hours. After logout, what will happen? If they want to reuse the application, they have to log in again. Okay. Next, password policies. A user password can be set saying that after 30 days, when the user again, now the user is logging from today, let's say today is 21st. So till July 20th, if I keep for 30 days, means with the same user ID and password, July 20th, you can use. After July 21st, if you want to log in, system says, please reset your password. It will pop up. So you can reset the passwords. So that you want to go with the 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, or 1 year, or never expire. Never expire means once a user has been set the password, until unless he change himself, the password will be there for lifetime. Okay. So that you want to go for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, it's up to them. Okay. Next. And when the user is trying to set up the password, okay, when he reset the password, when he try to set up the password, for example, sometimes you might have faced this issue called when you given the password, system says that please don't use old passwords. For example, when you try to change your MPIN passwords on the net banking or somewhere, it says that please don't use the old password, right? So it means that from application point of view, we can set up a parameter. So how many passwords, a user related old passwords along with the current password, old passwords system can remember up to 24 passwords. Salesforce has a capability to maintain up to 24 passwords. Okay, or no password remember to 24. So if you ask me the best practices, we'll go with the 2 or 3. As a human, we cannot remember our whole 24 password and then try to give the different passwords. It's very rare case. We cannot, right? Mostly we can maintain more than 3, 4, 5, 6 different passwords, not more than that, right? So we'll keep 2 or 3. So what is the minimum password length? It can be 8 or maximum how much you want to keep, you can keep. And when the user trying to set up the password, okay, so it can be a combination of alphanumeric or no restrictions. It can be an alphanumeric and special characters, alphanumeric uppercase and lowercase letters. It includes number, uppercase, lowercase letters, and special characters, or include 3 of the following: number, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, or special characters, whatever it may be. Okay. Next, a password question required cannot contain password. Means when you try to set up the security question, it should not equal to your password. It should be a different one. If you remember in user administration, when we try to give the wrong password, system has lock our account, right? So how many login attempts that Salesforce can take means from 3 to 10. 3, 5, 10 are no limit. If I keep no limit means the user can enter n number of time wrong password. If I keep for 3 times means after 3 failure giving a wrong password, system will reset the password. System will not allow them to change the password. Means, sorry, after 3 failure attempts, when the user is trying to log in, it says password lock. So how long the lock can be happened? How long the password can lock means what are the parameters that you give? It can be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. After that, system will reset the passwords. And if they don't want to wait till the time, it can be reset by admin. Okay. So the invalid items you can keep 5, 10, 3, 5, 10 are no limit, or whatever parameter that you want. Do I need to by heart this? No. When you go through this multiple times, you will understood. Okay. Next. So we have something called login hours restrictions. Okay. So whatever the login hours we can keep here. Okay. So let's say if I keep Monday to Friday, morning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. After that, if the user was trying to log in, system will not allow them to log in. Profile are allowed to log in. Okay. So it's all depends upon the time zone. This time zone, it will taken from the company information. From company information, we can change the time zone. Next, we have something called IP range restrictions. So sometimes the sales team or some other person who is using the application, they might be traveling. Okay, so that time your organization is using preferred secure network connections means, okay, if you want to log in, whatever the login IP address, whatever the IP address that you mentioned, apart from this range, if the user is trying to log in with a different range, system will not allow them to log in. So how we can find out a particular user IP address means, just go to the command prompt. So from there, we know everyone this is a IP config. Okay, so it shows the which our IP address is there. So it's a very rare case. Sometimes the user was in travel and your company is using the login IP range restrictions. So if the IP is not matching with your computer IP, the user computer IP, it will not allow them. So IP is not simple that you come and add. Okay, so you have to go with a protocol. So you have to approach to the network team and you have to route this ticket to your manager saying that this is related to an IP range. Okay, so the user was trying to log in with the IP which is not registered in our profile and associated profile, and can we allow him? So then that will go to the network team. So the network team has to be give us a green signal saying that okay, we can allow them. So then you can add that IP. Okay. Next, we have something called enable Apex class and Visual Force page access. So sometimes your developer might be done some might be developed something which is related to a user. Maybe the user asked him something. Okay, maybe a BF page or something a requirement. It can be done only through Apex class or through Visual Force page. So that time your developer will say, hey, could you please give us an Apex class access to the user? That Apex class name you can see in the list. Select that, add, and then save. The user will get the respective user will get that access. And same way with the Visual Force page also. Okay, edit, select the page, add and save. Then the respective user will get the access. So with this is the profile. Any questions here?
No, sir.
Others? Any questions? Others? Okay. Permission set. What exactly is the permission set? Okay. So permission set is nothing but, let's say you have a scenario. Definitely you will get a question in interview if you are trying to attend for admin role. Okay. So what is the difference between profile and permission set? Let's say we have a two users, user A, and when user A and user B has the same access, A and B has the same access, means same profile access. Both are having same profile. And you got a scenario for user B, you want to give some additional access that should not affect to A. And you know how to give an access, you go to the profile and you edit. What will happen? The other guy also will get that access. That we don't want to do. You have a users, both the users having same access, maybe more than 3 to 4. I'm taking a 2 users, maybe a 10 member, 100 members also. Where a user having, both the users having same profile access, and you want to give them some additional access for a particular user without changing the profile. How you can do? You can go with the permission set. So permission set defines an additional access to your user where the user has the same access with same other users. Okay, means if the two users having a same access, for one user you want to give some additional access. Okay, you can go with the permission set. Okay, so how we can give the access and everything, I'll prefer to talk this session separately. Okay, so if how you can create a permission set, let me show you. So just click new. Okay, so how to create a permission set? Just give the name. Let's say I'll just give as a test. Let's save. So you can give an access, additional access once it comes here. Okay, you can add an app, you can add a connected apps, you can give an object access, permissions, Apex class access, Visual Force space access. So whatever is available, you can give this system related. Okay. Let's say if I go with an object set, assign apps, just click on assign apps. Edit this one. Then it shows the list of available apps from whichever we want to give, we can give. So let's say I want to give sales related. Add, save. Along with RD app. Okay, sorry. Now I just given this app access. And you want to give an object access, go to object settings. Okay, whichever object you want to give, select an account object. Edit this one. Select everything. I want to give read access, edit access, delete access, all, modify all. So now I added two things, app and object. Okay, so this is my permission set. So in the requirement, whichever they want to add, that you can add. Then once you created a permission set, go to the user, open the user, scroll down, permission set assignment, edit assignment. Select whichever you want to add, select a text. Now what is this user access? Alexa access is, okay, profile Apex sales team plus one permission set. So if I want to define a user access means a user access is profile plus permission set 1, permission set 2 plus etc. n number of permission set. Okay. A user can carry one profile, n number of permission sets. What is the permission set? Apart from a user, whatever access that user has, if you want to give some additional access without changing a profile, you can go with the permission set. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Others clear? Difference between profile and permission sets. Any questions? Okay.
No,
I'll
sir.
prefer to, yeah. So yes, I'll prefer to stop today. I have some other activities. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday we might not have a class. I'll let you know. I have a travel. So Wednesday I'm just giving a heads up. So Wednesday we mostly will not have a class. That I will clarify in tomorrow's session. Okay. Only Wednesday, only one day. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, if I can't fix the issue, can I text you later?
Yes, that is a very easy. Don't worry. Just let me know. Just text me.
Okay. Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. So happy. See you tomorrow.